All right. Thank you, everybody, again for joining us here on Chamber Chat. This week, we are very pleased to welcome with us Lisa Barnes from the Queen Anne Helpline. Lisa, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, not a problem. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Longtime chamber member. I know you predate me, or the membership of Queen Anne Helpline predates me, so it's a long time. But for those who aren't familiar with the Queen Anne Helpline, can you kind of give a summary of who they are, how long they've been around, what you do, those kind of basics?
Yes, definitely. And yes, we have been around for a long time, over 35 years, based in Queen Anne. Um, Basically, we're a very small, very hyper local nonprofit with a mission to prevent homelessness and stabilize lives of neighbors. We do that in a variety of ways. Preventing homelessness specifically, we offer rent and utility payment assistance, um, specifically to keep people in their homes with the power on. And people who live in Queen Anne, Magnolia, and South Lake Union are eligible for that type of assistance. Additionally, we also offer clothing, food, hygiene items, and bus tickets to anybody who could use help with those things. Um, yeah, and we're following that model of neighbors helping neighbors. Our budget is over 70% from individual donors, with a few business sponsorships, corporate sponsorships, and grants thrown in the mix. But it really has always been a base of our neighbors supporting neighbors.
That's awesome. Very cool. So, what is your role, Lisa, with the helpline, and how long have you been with them?
I've been here almost 7 years now. My title is program manager, and basically my primary task is direct work with clients. They contact me to ask questions, to request assistance, rent and utility payments. Um, in normal pre-pandemic times, being in the office, people could come directly to the office and just walk up and request services, but that has changed a lot. So I'm working mostly from home, a couple days in the office, but yeah, basically I can answer everyone's questions when they contact me, get them processed for requesting or for receiving rent and utility payment assistance. um, and that also includes if they need assistance that we don't offer, I can direct them to the right place. Uh, you know, we can't provide every type of assistance that everyone's going to need, but there are lots of other organizations that we can collaborate with and get people getting the help they need from the right source.
That's awesome. A lot of times people just they don't know where to go, and to find a helpful organization like yours that's willing to say, even if we can't do that, we can point you in another direction. That's
Absolutely. And I would love for chamber members, if they come across people who it seems they may need some food or some clothing or bus tickets, definitely send them our way. That's what we're there for. They can leave a message and I can get back to them as soon as possible and connect them with the stuff they need.
that's awesome. So you mentioned in the pandemic that it's changed a little bit in regards to people not being able just to walk up and access services per se. What are some other things that have changed in the pandemic? What are ways that you've had to modify?
Yeah, boy, it was weird. So it's been almost like exactly a year ago, right, when everything we had to just change everything the way we did. Um, so, like I said, I'm working primarily from home, and I'm in the office a couple days a week. So the biggest change would be like the easiest way to access me and get information or help. Email is the best way. And we know that not everyone can easily do that. So you can still make a phone call, but getting the phone call back is going to take a little longer.
Mm.
um, we've got relationships with shelters and low income housing, and usually the staff there are really great in helping people to access either email or phone to get hold of us. Um, so since people can't come to our office and like shop, quote unquote, for the clothing, food, and hygiene items, what they have to do now is call ahead of time and let me know what they're looking for. And that might be like, I need a pair of pants size 34, and have a little list, then we can prepare a bag that they can come and pick up. So that's kind of tough because it's like you just kind of get what you get. There's no choosing. There's no yeah. It's harder. It's a lot harder, and we're really hoping that maybe in the next couple months we could at least open one day a week and allow people in to safely use our space. We do have a fairly small space, so it's it's going to be tough to just really strictly limit people coming in. Otherwise, just some trends we saw in the past year. We've had just far more requests for rent than we've ever seen. And traditionally, I'd say the majority of our clients in the past have been those who, lower wage jobs, or maybe they're living on a very fixed income like Social Security or veterans benefits. Um, but in the past year, the majority have actually been folks who were maybe working in the service industry, hospitality industry, and their jobs just completely went away. And they'd never even been in this kind of position before where they can't pay their rent. And there are some really high rents out there. I mean, the average of the people who are coming to us right now, the average rent is like, $1,700. And the maximum that we can help with is only $800.
Right.
So, we're too small to really pay everyone's debt. But I will say that I've heard plenty from property management companies and landlords that even just a little bit, helps everyone.
More than ever, organizations like yours that are a key safety net are so critical for us to be supporting and finding ways to help out. What are some of those practical ways that our neighbors can get involved and support someone like the Queen Anne Helpline?
Well, most recently, and actually I forgot to mention, as far as one way we've changed services during the last year, people used to be able to come into our office and pick up a small bag of groceries, or even just individual food items. Just we've never been a full service food bank, but we're kind of a stopgap, to help tide people over. And so the way we pivoted during the pandemic in that regard, we started offering delivery of pre-packed bags of groceries. And we have a couple volunteer drivers who go out on Mondays and Thursdays in the afternoon and deliver directly to people's doors. So we didn't have to have people come to us, help everyone stay in place, and help everyone with some non-perishable food items to tide them over. And we also put in hygiene items. We always make sure there's a roll of toilet paper in every bag of groceries. But so the one way we've been asking recently is for people to help us pack up those bags of groceries, bring them to our office, and then we can get them out the door each Monday and Thursday. And like our website right now currently has the list of items that we ask people to include in these bags of groceries. It ends up being about 2 to 3 days of non-perishable food items. We always also encourage people to access food banks like the Ballard Food Bank. They also deliver in this area to get more, variety and fresh produce and dairy and meats and stuff. So we would welcome people to pack up some bags of groceries and bring them to our office. There is a volunteer sign up form on our website as well. That's a way to just kind of be on our list of folks that we know are interested in volunteering. And then as needs arise, we will contact people. This year, we'll have some events. We had to really change how we did some fundraising last year as far as events go. And so we've got some new ideas this year that we're going to need some help with, some ways to engage families. And then, of course, donating cash helps us to help others pay those rent and utility bills that are building up right now.
Awesome. So important what you're doing. Can't stress that enough. So, Lisa, for those who aren't familiar with your website, can you share that, as well as are there, ways on social media they can learn more about you, or other ways to connect? If you could share those with us.
Yeah, the website's pretty easy, www.queenannehelpline.org. Don't forget that E at the end of the "and." Lots of people do that. And we are on Facebook, yes. And you can also sign up via the website for a newsletter. It's kind of an occasional email newsletter. Those are the primary three ways to keep in touch with us. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I would encourage our people that are watching this, go to the website, check it out, share that with friends, colleagues, neighbors. As Lisa's been explaining, now more than ever, a safety net like this organization is so critical to keep people in their homes. So, share this video if you're seeing this on social media. Let's get the word out and make sure that we're supporting great organizations like the Queen Anne Helpline as much as we can. So, Lisa, thank you so much for joining us today, for sharing the important work that you're doing, and hopefully we'll see you in the near future.
Yeah, no, thanks again. This is a great way to help, like you said, get the word out and spread the information. Yeah, it's great that you are doing this kind of thing to share with all of Magnolia. So thank you again for inviting us.
Absolutely. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.